Good evening, everyone. Romney Smith at WTOC for The News Now. This is where we bring you stories that we're working on for you right now, just so you can stay ahead of the game, get a quick recap of everything that's noteworthy right now. We're on various platforms. That includes our website, WTOC.com, the WTOC apps, Amazon Fire, Roku, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. And I would like to highlight Facebook. That's where you can actually interact with me live. Say hello like Det Bazemore, Howard Nesmith, Jennifer Beckett, Gary Necessary, Heather Harris, Gene Conrad, Scott Donathan, Sandra Barber. So many of you joining us live and commenting. We see your comments and we appreciate it. If you have a question, feel free to weigh in there as well. I'll do my best to answer it. And if I can't, no worries. I can always go back in the comment section afterward and get you a link to get you a little bit closer to the answer you're looking for. So right now we're starting with a missing man out of the Low Country. Take a look at your screen. This is 81-year-old James Quigley. He lives in Bluffton. Quigley is a white man. He's 6'2", 175 pounds with gray hair, and he might be wearing dark pants and a light colored shirt. He was last seen at the Palmetto State Bank in Bluffton and never returned home to his Rose Hill Plantation home. Deputies think that he might be driving a champagne-colored 2015 Chevrolet Cruze with South Carolina plates DMF 631. Again, this is 81-year-old James Quigley from Bluffton. He is missing right now, and his family says he has some memory issues. So right now, if you see this man or you thought that you might have seen him somewhere, you're actually asked to call authorities. Pamela Prey weighing in right now saying hi from Bluffton. Hope you just saw that story. Missing man in your area, and we are looking for him. Switching gears, the Glenn County District Attorney says a former police lieutenant did commit suicide after killing his estranged wife and another man. Corey Sasser killed Katie Ketter Sasser and John Hall Jr. at Hall's home in McIntosh County. He killed himself at his home in Glenn County after a short chase with authorities. The report from the Glenn County District Attorney that we received, not too long ago, had a lot of information. Sasser bought the shotgun that he used to kill Katie and Hall at a gun shop in Valdosta using his weapons carry permit to avoid the background check. So for those of you who want a little background, here we go. It all started back in May when Sasser confronted Katie and John Hall at her house. He was arrested for that incident. The district attorney says Sasser used his police computer to run an authorized background check on Hall to find out where he lived. Well, phone records actually show that Sasser made several disturbing searches, including killing a wife who cheats and searching John Hall and Tolomato Island where Hall lived. Another shocking element, Sasser actually called a funeral home in Brunswick and paid for his funeral and cremation hours before killing Sasser and John Hall Jr. Now, shortly after killing them, a witness says Sasser came out of the home with his rifle and said, quote, "That's what happens when you sleep with another man's wife." That same witness says Sasser's truck had been in the neighborhood for hours, and right after leaving, he called his son Bryce and admitted to killing them. He then shot himself in the chest with a handgun at his home in Glenn County. WTOC's Wright Gazaway is going through more documents, and we'll have more on this story tonight at 11 on The News. You don't want to miss it. Tybee Island is getting in on the opportunity to weigh in on how to best protect its shoreline. WTOC's Danielle Lewan's working on this story right now. She has a preview for you.
Romney, this meeting kicking off about an hour ago, and it is big news for Tybee residents. Governor Nathan Deal just approved $5 million for dune restoration, and if you've ever been out here to these Tybee beaches, you know how important these dunes are for protection in the case of a hurricane. Now tonight, the city is voting on about $300,000 of that money to be used for an emergency situation for sandbags. They would contract with a company and use those bags, put them in a couple days before a hurricane hit to kind of fill in those gaps between the sand dunes for extra protection. Now I'll have an updated report tonight on The News at 11 for how this vote turned out, and also more hurricane preparedness tips out here on Tybee Island.
All right, speaking of shoreline, let's check out the shoreline in Hawaii right now. This is a live look at it from Surfline. Normally, this is a very different view with clear blue skies and soft waves, but now you can clearly see big choppy waves in the background, a gray sky, and palm trees blowing in the wind. The state of Hawaii is under a state of emergency right now. The worst is yet to come, according to Hawaiian meteorologists. Speaking of the weather, let's actually look locally at our radar. Right now, it's pretty good looking. I have Futurecast up right now. For those of you wondering where I am, you can get this yourself on the WTOC First Alert weather app. It looks pretty slow throughout the night. I'm trying to move this along a little bit. Yeah, pretty quiet tonight, which is a good thing. Also, keep in mind you can always get our hourly, hour-by-hour forecast. Again, it'll be cloudy, not much of a chance of rain in our particular area. Temperatures high to mid 70s, and it'll drop to about the low 70s in the wee early hours of the morning, but we're pretty good right now. Keep in mind, if you want more details on whether the next digital newscast is at 9 p.m., one of our meteorologists will be here, and they will have a lot more information for you. I don't see any questions from you guys right now on the Facebook stream, so thank you so much for joining us. Keep in mind, if you want to interact with us at any time, you can always go to our website, WTOC.com. Have a great night.